right? And complete installation. Sir, why can't I copy files yesterday, na? Okay, yesterday we discussed it, right? Today, then today, Shanmukh, I have already installed SQL Set 2019 in my PC, so shall I delete it for install SQL 2019 in my virtual machine? Vivek, why we have to delete it? You can go with the another instance, right? Second instance, right? You can install multiple copies, right? Why again you have to uninstall and you have to install the new one? Just install one more instance, second instance to practice. No issues. Okay. So someone started video, I guess. Let me check. Check guys, is anyone's camera is turned on? Right. Then I stopped that video. Any other questions, guys? Anyone facing any challenges while practicing the things?
No.
So some of you are approaching me, okay, while practicing.
Hey, Shanmukh.
Yes, please.
I am facing which you never tried the RT. That time access is coming.
Access denied is coming. So from where you are doing RDP?
RDP in works only we created after Microsoft Windows install in
Where you are typing RDP command in your local laptop or in the Windows machine?
yes, yes.
In the local laptop or Windows machine?
Local.
No, you are not doing it on local laptop. Why? Because if you are doing in the local laptop, you don't get that error. You are opening by mistake. Why? What happened is like will connect to the both servers at a time, right? When you use shortcut, sometimes in the server shortcut will open, sometimes server windows icon will open. So I'm guessing that you are opening MSTS in the server, and from the same server you are connecting to the same server remotely, so that's we are getting a RDP. Okay, you don't have permissions on access denied issues and all. Always you have to click on your local laptop and then start, then run, or Windows are in your local laptop. There you have to type MSTSC and then you can start. Okay, it will work. Make sure from where you are typing. Okay, MSTSC.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, guys, I'll give you one suggestion. Like while practicing, okay, so we are discussing everything, every component. Okay, I'm trying to cover all the things. I'm trying to explain each and every point, but still, even though we discussed that point, still you people are asking the doubts in the WhatsApp. No issues. That's okay, fine. But I'll tell you, for everyone, I'll tell you this formula. Your first resource is your video recordings. So why, I'll tell you. First of all, generally I'll be busy with meetings and other classes and with my job also. So instead of waiting for my reply, you can simply go and watch the video. Watch the video, parallelly practice it, so that you can the practice and all is very smooth. Instead of waiting for my reply, your first source is video recordings. Sudden issue came, okay, chalo, open WhatsApp, search Shanmukh, tuck, screenshot, sir, I am getting this issue. I'll tell you only one thing. If I feel that if I already discussed the same in the class, simply I'll ask you to watch the recordings. Why? Because it's not like I cannot tell. I can tell in one line. Okay, why? Because of time constraints and all, I can simply select that option. So today you will select that option. Tomorrow one more issue came. Again you will ping me. Again you will ask me, and I'll tell you the answer. Select this option. Okay, when you will learn the course. If you watch the video, you will get to know why you have to select that option. It's not like I'm avoiding anything like that. It's not like I'm ignoring. It's like I can tell you the answer in a one word. Select this option, that's it. But if you go and watch the video recording, you will get to know why you have to select that option. So again guys, your first resources is your class recordings. Your first resource is your class recording. If you don't find, try to Google it. Why? Because the second option, why you have to Google, as an expert, as a real-time professional, you should know how to use Google. What kind of keywords I have to select, I have to type while searching, so that your searching skills will be improved. Okay, so when you watch the recordings, you'll get to know a lot of things. And when you still, if you don't find it in the recording, just Google it. What happened? Nothing will happen, right? You'll get to know a lot of other things also. So you can learn some more extra points also. Just Google it. Still, your video recordings also not discussed, and Google also you're unable to find, then you can come back to me and you can ask me. Definitely, I'm going to help you out. Plus or minus 5 to 10 minutes, I'll take time to respond, but first you have to follow this formula, guys. Believe me, it's an excellent formula. First go with the video recordings, then check in the Google so that your skills will be improved and your knowledge will be improved. Then finally, if you're unable to find in that recordings or in the what is that, guys, Google, then just come back to me. Okay, so that definitely I'm going to help you out. It's not like I'm simply routing. You should know all these things, guys. You should know all these things, so that after 2 months, in the beginning of the class itself, I told you, at the end of this course, you will be very confident in SQL Server if you are practicing regularly. And you should know, you will open your mouth and all in the interviews. Okay, and you will improve your searching skills. Okay, you will improve your searching skills. So you have to practice like this from class 1 onwards. Try using Google. If you stuck at anywhere, just try using Google, so that you will get to know a lot of other options and all. Okay, so these are the main things that you have to remember while practicing, guys. Right, so next, let's connect to the server, and today we'll discuss about the Management Studio. What is Management Studio? Of course, we discussed right yesterday what is Management Studio and all, how to download Management Studio and how to install Management Studio. Okay, so all these things we discussed. And since which version Management Studio is like is a component in SQL Server components, guys, is a feature. Since which version, it's a part of the features. Management Studio is part of the features. Since which version?
2017.
Okay. So since 27, actually till 2016, till 2016 or till 2014, till 2014, I guess, till 2014, Management Studio is part of the SQL Server setup file. From 2016 onwards, Management Studio is separated. So from 2016 onwards, if you want to install Management Studio, again separately you have to download the Management Studio and you have to install the Management Studio separately. But till 2014, you can select Management Tools option. Okay, you can select Management Tools option, so that in the Management Tools itself, shared feature, Management Tools is a shared feature. Guys, I have a quick question. Yeah, yes, Sugandha, I have a quick question. So can I use same Management Studio to connect to multiple versions of SQL Server? Is it going to allow me? Just try, guys. Yes or no? Just try it. No issues.
Yes.
Can we use same Management Studio to connect to multiple SQL servers? Is it going to allow me, or for every SQL server I have to install one Management Studio? Tell me, guys. Guess it. No issues. No problem. Just guess it. For every instance, I have to select Management Studio, or for the whole Windows machine, one Management Studio is enough.
Studio.
One manager is enough.
Right. Okay. Very good, guys. Okay. So for the whole Windows instance, for the whole Windows machine, okay, one management studio is enough, guys. For the whole Windows machine, one management studio is enough. No need to install. Why? Because management studio is a shared feature, guys. Management studio is a shared feature. No need to install multiple times. Okay, it's not like if we have management studio of 2016, you cannot connect to 2017 instances, 2019 instances, nothing like that. If you have management studio, I'll tell you the challenges with the management studio also. Okay, in the meantime, let me open management studio. So what is the shortcut to open management studio? What is the shortcut to open management studio?
Sir,
Sorry.
we can so we
Yeah.
app and
Windows.
Up to Windows 2016. Up to SQL Server 2016. So you can open directly Windows or SSMS. You can type, but from 2017 onwards, okay. So you have to type in this search box, okay, SSMS. You can just type here SSMS, or you can open management tools. You can expand start button. Okay, you can click on start button, and you can just select management tools, and also there you can see management studio. So this is how generally you can open management studio, guys. So again, management studio is a client which will help you to connect to the servers. Okay, using this management studio, we can connect to the multiple SQL servers. Using management studio, we can connect to the multiple SQL servers. Management studio is a tool. Using this tool, I can connect to multiple SQL servers. Okay, so to install this tool, I can download it from Google. Okay, from 2017 onwards. Before 2017, like 2014, 2012 and all, so you can install the same tool using SQL servers feature section. Okay, in the feature section you have to choose management tools option. There also, from there itself you can install management studio. Right, so there are some limitations with the management studio, guys. Let's discuss those limitations. Okay, so I'll show you the features and all, but let's discuss the limitations of management studio. You have to be very careful. Why? Because these are small mistakes. Sometimes we'll do these mistakes. Okay, so just now we discussed, can we connect the other? Please be muted. Please be muted. If you don't have questions, please be muted. 792620. Who is that? 792620. Sorry?
Akshay.
Akshay. It's not asking while entering. It's not
No.
asking you to rename.
Asking.
Okay, fine. No issues. Right. So let's discuss about the limitations of Management Studio. As discussed, we can connect other versions also in the Management Studio. We can use Management Studio, okay, to connect to the SQL servers. So we can connect all the versions in every management studio. Okay, so we can use one management studio to connect to all the SQL server versions. We can connect, guys, we can connect, but here there are few challenges while connecting. What are the challenges? I'll tell you. So here management studio is having a different version. SQL server can have different version. I'll tell you. Imagine my Windows machine. In my Windows machine, that is Windows Server 2016. Imagine the Windows Server 2016. I installed SQL Server 2012 and I installed SQL Server 2016 also. Okay, in the Windows Server 2016 I installed SQL Server 2012 earlier during 2013, like that I installed SQL Server 2012. 1 minute. Okay, yeah. So earlier I installed 2012. So with that 2012 SSMS also came. Then again for 2016 again SSMS is installed, guys. Can we install two versions of SSMS in the same Windows machine? Is it possible? Is it possible, guys? Tell me, no problem. Just guess it, no issues. Let's be interactive, guys. Not an issue. I don't give you any marks, okay? Just guess it. Can we install 2 management studios in the same Windows machine?
Sir.
Yeah, answer is yes. Okay, the answer is yes, we can install, no issues. Okay, so no problem at all, we can install SSMS of different versions in the same Windows machine. Now let's go like this. Okay, imagine this is what we can say, this is a okay, chalo, no issues, I'll tell you. It was disconnected. Guess it was disconnected suddenly. Right. So the answer is yes, we can install, okay, multiple SSMS of different versions in the same Windows machine. Right. Now the challenge, what is the challenge then? So here lower version, higher version, guys. Lower version, higher version. So when you install 2012 SSMS will come. When you install 2016 SSMS will come. Right? When you install 2012 SSMS will come. When you install 2016 SSMS will come. You can use 2016 SSMS to connect to 2012. In the same time, you can use 2012 SSMS to connect to 2016. Means in each SSMS, I can connect other instances also. No problem here. What is the challenge then? Very simple. If your SSMS is higher version and if your SQL Server is lower version, you can see all the features. Means no problem here. In this case there is no issue, guys. Every feature you can see. Okay, in which case if SSMS is higher version, if SQL Server is lower version, there is no problem with it. Okay, all the features and all you can see. But if SSMS is lower version and SQL Server is higher version, then higher version features you cannot see in the lower version SSMS. Very simple, guys. If SSMS is at higher version, everything will work normally, like lower version instances and all can connect and they can see all the features also. No problem at all. It will work as usual, very normal, very simple. If your SSMS is lower version, means I told you, right, in this case I can use this SSMS to connect to this instance. I can use this SSMS to connect to this instance. But the challenge is when you use this SSMS is higher version, right, 2016, and SQL Server is lower version, no problem. Higher to lower, no problem. But when you use this SSMS to connect to this instance, whatever new features are there in the 2016, those new features you cannot see in the older SSMS. If your SQL instance is higher version and if your SSMS is at lower version, then higher version features you cannot see in the lower version Management Studio. So why we have to discuss? Why? Because in the same Windows machine, multiple SSMS will be there. Generally, you know the shortcut, right? You will open the server, you will simply type Windows or SSMS. Don't know which version SSMS will open. You will connect to one instance. You don't know whether that is a higher version or lower version, but you cannot see some features. Then you will worry, why I cannot see this feature? Why I cannot see this feature? Because the SSMS that you are using, that is lower version than your SQL Server that you are trying to connect. Is it clear, guys? Any questions here? Do you want me to explain again? No problem, I can explain again.
No, some good step mind.
Very simple. If your SQL Server is at higher version and if your SSMS is at lower version, higher version features you cannot see in the lower version SSMS. Very important point. While connecting in the organization, while connecting to the SQL servers, while opening SSMS, always tries to open the higher version SSMS so you don't face any challenges. If you simply type SSMS, don't know which version SSMS will come, so you might face some challenges in terms of features and all. So make sure you open a latest version of SSMS to fix this issue. That's it. Okay, so if I want to say clearly, let me tell you in this way. Okay, so from 2012 onwards, always on feature is introduced, guys. Always on feature introduced. Okay, so in my Windows machine, 2008 SSMS is there. 2008 SSMS is there. I'll show you. Okay, always on. So where I can see always on, what is always on, I'll tell you guys. A very big topic. At the end of the classes, we'll discuss. That's an excellent feature. That's a HADR feature. I'll tell you. Okay, forget about it. So where I can see the always on, let me show you. If you see this always on feature, yeah. But the SSMS that I'm using currently is 2019 SSMS, 19 version SSMS, latest version. But for the same instance, if I connect the same instance in 2008 SSMS or 2008 SSMS, by that time there is no always on feature, so you cannot see this folder. You cannot see this folder, even though the SQL Server version is, this feature actually has been introduced in SQL Server 2012 onwards. Means from 2012 SSMS onwards, you can see this feature. But if you connect to the same instance in 2008 SSMS, you cannot see this feature. You cannot see this folder at all. So that is the main problem. Why? Because your SQL Server is at higher version and you are using lower version SSMS. So you cannot see higher version features in the lower version SSMS, guys. That's it. That's it. I just want to give you a clarity on this. Okay. So now let me connect to the server. Okay. How to connect to the server? This is your SSMS. When you open SSMS, automatically you can see this option. Okay. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Let me start this. Just 1 minute, guys. Right. Okay. Right. So this is the SSMS, guys. When you open SSMS, you can see like this. Okay, just a minute. Let me check the messages in case if I'm missing anything. Right. Fine. No messages. Fine. So let me open the server. Right. So this is the SSMS. So how to open SSMS? Just type SSMS. You can see this tool. Okay, it will open. Right. Now I want to connect to the servers, guys. Okay. So this is the connect button. See, like a charger kind of icon is there. Right. Click on this connect button. Now you can see this option. Generally, when you open SSMS, this window will open automatically. Okay. I just cancelled it, but it will open automatically when you open SSMS. So I told you, right, SQL Server database engine. That is the heart of the SQL Server. Without the heart, we cannot be there, right? So in the same way, without database engine, there is no SQL Server. So every person has to connect to database engine only. That is the main component. Other than database engine, you can see some other features like analysis services, reporting services, integration, Azure SSIS integration and all. So these are other components. If you want to connect, means those who are working with SSIS, they will choose SSIS option, integration services. Those who are working with reporting services, SSRS, they have to choose reporting services. Those who are working with analysis services, they are going to choose analysis services. But as a DBAs, we have to connect with a database engine always. Okay, that is our main responsibility. Now, the server type is database engine. Next, server name. Server name is, what name I have to give here? This is a default instance, right? So if it is a default instance, what name I have to give here?
Computer name.
Computer name. Very good. How to find out the computer name?
Command prompt host name.
Very good. Windows run, open command prompt CMD, type host name. Don't give any spaces, just type host name. This is your computer name. This is one way, guys. This is one way. Second way is MS Info 32. Okay, so you can use this option also. There also you can see this is your system name, MS Info 32. This is another way. And we have third way also, this PC properties. Click on this folder, go to this PC, right click properties. Okay, so here also you can see the computer name. In all these three ways you can see the computer name. Okay, you can see here device name. Okay, device name, computer name, system name, device name, all are same. Fine, so I have to give the computer name here. Minimize this. Yeah, I have to give the computer name here. So now you gave the computer name. If you are unable, if you don't know what is the computer name and all, very simple, browse one, just click on this drop down, go for browse for more, and click on this database engine, expand this, and you can see what and all instances installed in this server, Windows server. What and all, like for example, you installed 3 instances, all the 3 instances you can see under database engine section. If you don't know, or you don't want to type server name manually, you are not interested, or you feel like server name is like kind of, see how it is KVJJJC8PC I cannot type, I might miss one alphabet, so by the headache and all, I'll go and choose the server name. So for that, what you have to do, very simple, just go for this browse for more and select this database engine. There, from there itself you can see. But here you can see all the instances that are installed in this Windows machine in 192.168.0.10. What and all instances you installed, you can see here. Even other versions also you can see here. Okay, you can simply select which instance you want to connect and you can click OK. Right, now the type of authentication, Windows we have 2 types of authentications. Forget about all these things, these are Azure authentications, we don't discuss. So first one is Windows and SQL Server. So we'll always choose Windows. I'll tell you, as a DBS I will choose Windows and all. During security discussion, we have a separate class on SQL Server security. So during the discussion I'll tell you what is Windows authentication, what is SQL Server authentication, what is mixed mode authentication, everything will be discussed. As of now, Windows authentication means you logged into the server, right, with a username. Windows level authentication. Windows authentication means Windows level authentication. So this is the server. To this server you logged into this machine, right? So what is the account name? Administrator. See here, when you choose Windows authentication, it will take the, what is this name, guys? What is the first name? Can anyone identify the first name?
Your laptop
Computer name,
name.
device name.
Device name, very good. So this is your device name / administrator, means you are using this server and you are using this account to connect to the SQL. Please be muted. To connect to this SQL server, you are using this device name and you are using this device user to connect to the SQL server. You cannot change this name. Why we cannot change this name in the Windows authentication? Why we cannot change this name in the Windows authentication? Why? Because simple, very simple. I logged into the server as an administrator. I opened one application, so automatically who opened that application, their name only will come. If Alekia logged into this machine with Alekia name, and she can see her name here, computer name / Alekia. If Suresh logged into this machine using his Suresh name, and here you can see Suresh, and here also you can see computer name / Suresh. So now it is administrator. You logged into administrator console, you logged into administrator section. So whatever apps you are using, that will come under administrator name only. Okay, chalo. Right, now click connect, guys. Let me connect now. So in this way you can connect. Okay, so this is your agent section. I'll tell you, this was stopped. Okay, I'll start this agent later. I'll show you how to do that. So this is how we can connect to the SQL server. Just expand this section, whatever section you can see now, this is called Object Explorer. Object means everything is called as object in SQL server. Everything, tables as an objects, database as an objects, schemas objects, and some other options also objects. So you can see all the objects here, right? And you can explore it, right? So you can explore it, right? So that's why this is called Object Explorer. Okay, Object Explorer. You can see here Object Explorer. So this is your connect button. I want to connect to another instance. Click on connect and you can connect to another instance. So can I connect to another instance, guys? I installed only one instance, right? Can I connect to second instance?
Yes, we can connect.
Yes, we can.
What? Yes, if it's already installed, we can connect. If
Yes.
it's not installed, if it's already installed, we can connect, guys. If it is not installed, can we connect?
No.
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 No, right? We cannot connect. Sorry, no problem. So let me try this. Okay, what I'll do, I am going to give like this. Okay, so let me try. So did I install the localhost instance, guys? Did I install any localhost instance?
Yes.
No.
No, right? I haven't installed any localhost instance. Let me try this one.
Okay.
Did I install any local instance? Any instance with instance name as local? Did I install any instance with a local name?
No.
No. Let me try this dot connect. So I installed only one instance, but how I am able to see 4 instances in this machine? How, guys?
All are default instance.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, so here, guys, don't think like we have installed 4 instances. No, my name is Shanmukh. My legal name is different. My students call me with a different name. My friends call me with a different name. My parents call me with a different name. My official name is different, right? So I have 4 names, guys. Finally, end product is I am the only one, right? But people are calling with the different names. In the same way, dot means computer name, local represents computer name, local host represents computer name, your computer name represents computer name. Means for one computer name, we are all having this many names, guys. Pet name, official name, nickname, different names will be there, right? Nickname, not pet name, sorry. Nickname, official name, legal name. Okay, so in the same way, for same computer name, you can give localhost also. Again, it will reflect your computer name only. Local also will take your computer name only. Dot also will take your computer name only. Why, sir? Why we have to discuss all these things? Why? Because with your colleagues and all, they are going to connect with the different names. If you don't know, hey, where is the server name? For this, you cannot see server name, right? The 4th instance, you don't see server name. You cannot go and ask, where is the server name? Array magic, it's so nice. You cannot ask like that. You cannot wonder. That is normal. That is just a dot. He gave the dot. Okay, then he will feel like you don't know anything in SQL Server. So if you give dot also, dot represents computer name, guys. Instead of giving the whole name, you can simply give a dot. Local also represents computer name, local host also represents computer name. So that's why only one instance is there, not 4 instances. But using different names, I can connect to that instance, guys. Is it clear, guys, now, everyone? So local host, local dot, these are different names of your computer name. Clear? Any questions here, please?
Shanmukh, in production also it will work.
Same.
Local
Yes,
host.
it will work. Yes. You can try.
Okay.
Yeah, it should work. It should work. If you install the default instance, it should work. Okay, this is for only default instance. Why? Because it will use computer name, guys. Okay, fine. So let me disconnect. How to disconnect, guys? If I disconnect, anything happen to my server, guys? If I disconnect, anything happen to my server? Can I disconnect?
Nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen when you are having a, like, it's kind of a charger. If you don't have power, like, you are going to charge it, right? Once charging is done, you'll just switch off, right? In the same way, just disconnect. That's it. Nothing will happen. Why? Because you have work, you connected to that server. Now you don't have work, you just disconnected. Disconnect. Yesterday we discussed the meaning of disconnect. It won't stop your instance. Just it will be disconnected from the SSMS tool. That's it. Connect means you can see the instance in the SSMS tool. Disconnect means you cannot see that instance in the SSMS tool. That's it. Clear? Any questions? Right. So this is the refresh button. Okay, this is the refresh button. You can refresh it anytime, no issues, guys. Nothing will happen. You, as a DBA, you should habituate this option. Why? Because when you create new objects and all, you don't see the new objects immediately. When you can see, when you refresh, then only you can see those objects and all. Always habituate to refresh multiple times, guys. This is health and all. To see the health of the server, we can use this option. These two are disabled in case if you want to filter anything. Okay, say for example, now I want to filter. Okay, so MSDB, we can see lot of tables. So I want to filter some tables, guys, system tables and all. Okay, see, now filter option is enabled. So I want to filter something, like you can see without filter I can see lot of table. I just want to filter only one table. I want to filter this table, backup set. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll simply, okay, type backup set, where I can filter it. It's kind of a search button, guys. This is kind of a search button. How to do that? Right click, filter, filter settings. I can simply type name contains backup set. Okay, and if you click OK, and you can see only backup set tables in case if any are there. Okay, backup set, right? We can filter, we can remove the filter also, filter, remove filter, or else let me go with the backup settings. Backup set. Backup set contains name, contains owner, durability, creation date is memory, durability date. Okay, so let me try something. Actually there is an option called apply filter option, so for latest versions it's not there. Okay, let me give full name, complete name, then only it will take, I guess. DBO dot backup set.
I think Shanmugh, sorry to disturb you. For the system tables, we have to do filter.
For the system tables, yes, got it. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so right click here, filter, filter settings. I'm actually applying on the different folder. Just backup set, backup set. Okay, so apply it, and you can see only backup set table. So thank you. So instead of sometimes you can see lot of tables, hundreds of tables will be there in a database. So instead of searching manually where is the table and all, simply go to that folder, only one level up to that particular object. Okay, so just go to system tables or tables, whatever it is. Generally if you don't have system tables, you can filter it directly on the tables. Okay, so if it is a filter system tables, you have to right click on the system tables and you can use the filter option. So now don't think other tables are deleted, no, just filtered. Okay, how to remove it? Right click, filter, remove filter. You can see all the tables again. See how many tables are there. Out of these tables I want to filter, I want to search only one table. How can I search easily? You can apply filter option. This filter option will allow you to search for a specific table, backup file. This time I'll search for backup file. Okay, you can see there are two tables with backup file and backup file group. So in this way you can apply filter. That is the use of the filter settings, guys. Okay, filter option and all, right? So this is the use of the filter. Now if you select only database, it will be disabled. Okay, you have to select the particular object where you are having multiple objects are there. See, in MSDB you don't see any option, but in system tables I have multiple tables, right? So I can filter it. So in that way I can use filter option and all. So this is the use of the filter option. When you stop the SQL server, currently tell me guys whether my SQL server is running or it is in stopped state. Currently SQL server is in state or stopped state. It's running, right? How can I identify whether it's running or not? Using this play button. And one more thing is, if it is running, then only we can connect to the SQL server. If it is not running, if you are sleeping, how can I connect with you? I cannot connect, right? If you are awake and if you are responding to my questions, then only I can ask, I can connect with you. But simply if you are sleeping, how can I connect with you? You are disconnected. So in the same way, if SQL server is in stopped state, I cannot connect. I'll get an error. If it is up and running, then only I can connect in the management studio. Then only I can connect in the management studio. As it is running, this is the stop button, guys. Okay, this will be disabled. If we stop this, then you can see a play button here. We can start the SQL server and all. Means it will be enabled, highlighted, guys. So in this way you can see the objects. So SSMS is like, it's a kind of a tool again, so which will act as an interface between your users and your particular database. I can connect to any database using this tool, guys. I can run queries on the databases directly. I can execute the queries, I can write the queries, I can execute the queries, and I can see the output using this management studio. Okay, so now I want to execute some queries, guys. I want to execute some queries. So before that, let's discuss one more small topic. Okay, how to identify how many instances are installed in the Windows machine, and after installation, what and all services will be created for SQL Server, what and all folders will be created for SQL Server. These two are small topics. Let's discuss. So after SQL Server installation, what will happen in the Windows machine, guys? Some services will be created. Where I can see the services? There is a tool called services.msc. Okay, so there is a tool called services.msc. So in this tool we can see all the services, not only SQL Server services, all the services that are running in this Windows machine you can see, guys. Okay, so just select any service and just hit the S keyboard, yes, guys. Okay, on the keyboard type yes. You can see all the services starting with yes. Okay, now if you see here, can you count, guys, how many SQL services you can see here from here to here? How many SQL services? One
6.
2 3 4 5 6 services. When you install one instance, you can see 6 services, guys. When you install 2 instances, how many services you can see? 12 services. When you install 3 instances,
18.
Very good, very good. Wrong answer. Okay, right. So let me tell you, when you install SQL Server for the first time, you will get 6 services, right? In these 6 services, 4 services are
Shared.
specific services,
Specific.
and remaining 2 services are shared services.
Shared services.
Right. So yesterday we discussed, right, shared services will exist only once per machine, right? So even though you install 50 instances, only these 2 are very common. These 2, let me tell you the specific services. Your database engine is specific service. Your full text search is specific service. And full text search. Okay. And your agent service is specific. And your what is that, guys? One more SQL Server, CAIP service is specific, guys. These 4 are specific. Okay, shared services, SQL Server browser, only once per machine you can see. SQL Server VSS Writer, these are shared services. So only for the first time this 4 plus 2 will be installed, guys. When you install second instance, as these are shared, again they don't install, guys. Only these 4 will be installed. Okay. So for every second instance, for every extra instance, you will get only 4. Only for the first time you will get 6. For the extra instances, 4 will be keep on adding. So for 2 instances, how many services you can see?
10.
10. 6 plus 4, 10. For 3 instances,
14.
14. 4 you have to add. For 4 instances,
18.
very simple, very simple. The formula is 4s plus 2. Okay, 4s plus 2, or else 4n plus 2. N means number of instances. N means number of instances. Now tell me, if you install 15 instances, how many services you will get it? Quickly.
62.
62. 4 into 15 plus 62 services, you will get it, guys. Right. Then how to identify which one is specific, which one is shared? Tell me, guys, how to identify which one is specific, which one is shared?
Browser and VSS, these are shared.
How to identify?
Without
SSMS,
brackets.
without brackets. SSMS.
Very good. Okay.
SQL.
So listen carefully, guys. Yesterday we discussed with a PG example. If you are in the PG, generally we have a habit like we are going to use the same kind of plates and all, same kind of glasses and all. So to make sure that that is your plate, that is your glass, what we will do, we'll write the name, or at least we'll mark it something so that they are not going to be exchanged. Okay. So in the same way, if you see the names in the brackets, those are specific. So that why names are there? Why? Because there is a chance of again one more agent will be there. So to avoid the conflicts, in the bracket name will be there. Is it clear? So if you see the names in the brackets, those services are specific services. Like on the washing machine, you don't see any name because that belongs to a PG owner. No one can have one more washing machine, right? In the PG, right? So in the same way, on the Wi-Fi you don't see any name. That's a common property for everyone. On the fridge you don't see any name. It's a common property for everyone. So for shared features you don't see any names. You can see just services. But for specific you can see names in the brackets. So in that way you can easily identify whether the services are specific or shared services. Clear, guys? Any questions please here? Guys, any questions please? Sorry. Guys, is it clear?
It's clear.
Yes,
Clear.
Okay, fine. So then what about
Yes.
folders? Yeah, what about folders? What kind of folders will be created? Okay. Open my computer. The shortcut is Windows plus E. Windows plus E. Okay, you can use Windows plus E shortcut. Guys, throughout the course, I'll tell you around 20 to 30 shortcuts. Believe me, even real-time professionals also don't know that many shortcuts. Create a separate notes for shortcuts. Keep writing all the shortcuts. Of course, Windows is not a great shortcut, but again, if you are like non-computer background and all, you should know, right, that Windows E to open my computer and all. So around at least 20 to 30 shortcuts I'll tell you, guys. Just list out all the shortcuts, okay, at the end of the course. You will be benefited and it will be very helpful. Even real-time people also will come to you and they will ask you what is the shortcut and all. Right, open Windows plus E and Windows plus R. Till now we discussed Windows plus E. Now we discussed. Right. Now open C drive. Open program files. When you install any software in the Windows machine, it will create a folder name with that software name. Okay. It will create a folder name with that particular software name. Not only SQL Server. If you install Avesta antivirus, Avesta folder will be created. If you install some other player, VLC media player, VLC folder will be created. If you install some other software, a folder will be created with that name, so that all the files belongs to that software will be stored in that folder. Open this folder. There you can see different folders. My question is how to identify the version of the SQL Server that's installed in this machine and name of the instance, type of the instance that is installed in this machine without connecting to SSMS. Without
Right.
connecting to SSMS, how can we identify the version and the type of instance?
Version 8
150.
indicates 80.
2019.
Bill number.
150 is 2019 indicates.
Very
Mhm.
good, very good. Okay, if you see here, the folder name itself is saying both the answers. MS SQL 15, 15 for which version? 2019.
2019.
MS SQL Server is the name of the default instance. Only for default instance you can see MS SQL Server. For all other named instances, you cannot see MS SQL Server. What name you will give, with that name it will create a folder.
Right.
Okay. Clear guys? Without connecting to SSMS, you should be in a position to tell the version and the type of the instance. Okay, so if you go inside, you can see some other folders like backup folders. You can see some important folders like data folders. There you can see all the data files and log files. I'll tell you what is this data file, log file and all. We'll discuss. There is a concept called SQL Server internals. During internals, we'll discuss all these things. When you create database, how many files will be created in each file, how the hierarchy will be, how SQL Server hierarchy will be discussed, guys. Chalo, so these are the main things that you should know. So when you install the SQL servers, these are the changes will be done in the Windows machine. Okay, right. So let me go back to SSMS. Right now, I want to run one simple query. I want to see the version of the SQL server. Very simple query I want to run. How to run it? Very simple. Right click on this, choose new query is one option, or shortcut Control plus N. What is the shortcut? Control plus N. N means new. Okay. So Control plus N, I am using keyboard shortcuts. So now one window will open. What is that window, guys? Query window. What is the window, guys? What it is called? Query window. What is the use of the query window? Query window will be used to write the queries and to run the queries. Query, this white space is called query window. This will be used to write the queries. Queries are script or command, all are same. Query window, and I want to see version of the SQL. Anyone remember the command to see the version of SQL server?
@ version.
Select
Select @ version.
Version. Okay, very good. So if you see here, when you are giving some words, it is giving like some colors. Select blue color, @ version, pink color. Why we are getting this kind of differences means, if you see blue color, that's a command or keyword we can say. That's a keyword. Generally keywords are kind of commands. Keywords. It will act as a command, guys. Means for this internally there will be one meaning. Okay. So now I want to execute this query. How can I execute? If it is a single query, you can execute directly. For example, before executing, I want to check whether this query is right or wrong. Why? Because we are not perfect in the query writing, right? So I want to see whether this query is right or wrong. How to check? This is the parse button. The shortcut is Control plus F5. You have to select this option first. If the query is right, if there are no mistakes or no spelling mistakes or query mistakes and all, you can see commands completed successfully, and when it ran, you can see with the date and timestamp. Imagine I am going to add one more n. I am going to add one more n. So now pink color, change it to black color, and now you can see here there is a red line, right? When you are typing in the Word document, if any spelling mistake is there, you can see red line, right? Under that particular word you can see the red line. So the same meaning, if you see red line under any word, means there is an error here. If you want to see what is the error, click on this parse button. It will tell you must declare the scalar variable. Actually, if you keep your cursor here also, it will show you the same error. See, if you keep your cursor here, must declare the scalar variable at version, means it don't directly tell you, hey Suresh, you added one extra n. Idiot fellow, you don't know what is this. It don't tell you like that. Okay, so it will simply tell you different way, in a different way. Okay, so that there is no meaning for this, it's not a scalar variable. In that way it is going to tell you. Okay, so now I have to correct this one, right? Remove this n. Again the underline was gone, and you can see the pink color also. So now I want to execute this query. How to execute this query? I hope no Suresh is there. Okay, 1 minute, let me check. Otherwise, Kumar left, left. Okay, there is no Suresh. Okay, fine. So let me go and check this one. Okay, I want to execute this query. Okay, so how can I execute? In two ways we can execute. One is click on this execute button. Okay, this is the long cut. What is the shortcut? Let me execute this first. Click on the execute button. Now I can see the output here. This is called output pane. What is this, guys? Output pane. Okay, so this is called your output pane. So if you see here, you cannot see complete output. Dot only you can see. What you will do, guys? Keep your cursor here. It will be converted to double cursor. Just double click here. You can see the complete output. So now it is saying Microsoft SQL Server 2019 RTM version and 15.0.2000.5. This is the build number, which is 64-bit, and it was introduced into the market on 24th September 2019. And you can see all copyrights reserved, and which is the developer edition and all, and it was installed on Windows Server 2022. Like this, you can see the complete output, guys. Like this, you can see the complete output. Okay, so this is how you have to run the queries, guys. What is the shortcut? See, now I have two queries. If I execute, what will happen? If you are having two or multiple lines, when you execute, all lines will execute, guys, at a time. So that's why you will get error. See, incorrect syntax near pane means there is an error. So I have two lines. Out of these two lines, I want to execute a single line. Simply select this single line, click execute. That's it. Or you want to comment it, you don't want to execute, just comment it. How to comment? Add hyphen before the line, so that you can directly blindly you can execute now. Why? Because when you add hyphen, it will take it as a comment, so you don't execute the comment lines. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear? You don't execute. So if you are having multiple comment lines and all, so instead of adding hyphen for every line, you can do one thing. Multiple lines also you can comment it like this: slash star slash. Now without selecting this one, you can blindly execute, guys, so that it knows that these three lines are comments, so it don't execute. It will only execute the uncommented lines. Clear, guys?
Yes.
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 Fine, right? So now what we will do, guys, we'll create a what is the time now? 8 okay, fine. So let's discuss about the database. Let me start this agent. How to start this agent? Right click, you can start. Okay, right click, you can start. Okay, so in this way you can start the agent and all. What is the use of the agent? I'll tell you in the automation class. There you will get to know. Okay, let me start this agent. Fine, it was started. Now you can see it is running. Okay, so fine, no issues. So now let me run the, where is that? It was deleted. Okay, let me run it again. Select edit version. So select edit version means if you want to execute like this, you can execute like this, or else keyboard shortcuts Alt plus X. What is that keyboard shortcut, guys? Alt plus X is the keyboard shortcut. So it's very comfortable, guys. Mostly developers or DBAs will use this shortcut only. Even I was very habituated to this shortcut. Why? Because it's nearby space and all. Easily we can execute instead of searching here and all. So let's execute. Let me comment out this. Let me execute Alt plus X. Now I am not going to click on this. I am going to use Alt X. Now also you can see the output. You can use one more key, F5. What is that key, guys? F5. F5 is one key which will help you to execute the queries. Now I am going to execute. Okay, so F5 or function F5. Okay, so now you can see okay, so it is showing like output. Okay, F5 is a column name. That's fine. It was new to me also, just now I came to know. So if you give, no need to give any F5 and all, but if you press function F5 or F5, okay, automatically the queries will be executed, guys. So in this way you can execute three ways. One is execute button, and second one is alt plus X button, okay, and third one is function F5 or F5 button, F5 keys. So these are different ways to execute the queries, guys. Clear? Fine. Now let's go like this. I want to create one table. So in the SQL Server, generally, let me tell you the hierarchy, okay, how the things will be organized in SQL Server. I'll tell you. Just 1 minute, let me check one diagram. Just a minute, I'll open this one. So the hierarchy I'll show you guys, okay. So this is the hierarchy. Generally this is how things will be organized, okay. Physical hierarchy, logical hierarchy. Just a minute, it is loading. Yeah, so listen carefully, nothing to worry, guys, nothing to worry, just to give you a brief idea, right? So now if you see this diagram, okay, SQL Server means instance, right? SQL Server means in the Windows machine will have a lot of instances. If you go inside the instance, you can see databases. Inside the instance, you can see databases. Inside the database, you can see file groups and log files. I'll tell you what is data file, what is log file. In the instance, in the Windows machine, we will have SQL instance. If you go inside the SQL instance, we will have databases. If you go inside the database, you will have file groups and log files. I'll tell you, no, don't worry. If you go inside the file groups, you will have data files, okay. And if you go inside the data files, you will have extents. And if you go inside the extents, you will have pages. This is the physical hierarchy. Physically, you can see like this. Instance, under instance database. Database is a collection of data files and log files. Data files will be existed in the file groups. In data files, again, we will have extents. In extents, we will have pages. In extent, we will have pages, guys. Right? So when you create any table, generally, when you create any table, when you create any table, automatically the table will be stored in that particular page, guys. Page. The table will be created in the page. If you see here, this is one page, right? So let me open this diagram. Okay. So this is one page. This is one page. Like this, we have 8 pages. Okay, 4 pages, 4 pages. So when you create any table, at the end of the day, one table will be stored on one page. Okay, at the end of the day, one table will be stored in a page, guys. Okay, at the end of the day, a table will be created on a page. Okay, so this is your table. So now you can ask me, Shanmukh, the page size is 8 KB. If my table is bigger than 8 KB, then how? guys, you cannot share this page to create multiple tables. One page, one table. If it is small also, if there is a free space in this also, still on a single page we can create only one table. If the table is big, then it will allocate, SQL Server will allocate second page. If it is still big, SQL Server will allocate third page. If it is still big, if the table is keep on growing, like someone is inserting the records, then SQL Server will keep adding the pages, okay, to that particular table. But if the table is small, SQL Server don't create extra table on that particular page. Page is not shareable between the objects. Object means table. Is it clear, guys? At least very basic thing. So this is the physical hierarchy of the database. This is how physically it will organize. In the SQL instance, we will have databases. In the databases, we will have data files and log files. In the data files, we will have extents. Extent is nothing but collection of 8 pages. You can see here. Extent is nothing but collection of 8 pages. In the extents, you can see the page. So generally, when you create a table, at the end of the day, any table will be created in the page. Page size is 8 KB. So you should know these things, guys. KB, MB, GB, TB. Okay, you should know these things. Can anyone tell me how many bits is equal to 1 byte?
1024. 8 bits.
8 bits, guys, not 1024. 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. Okay, next. 1024 bytes is equal to 1 KB. Kilobytes. KB means kilobytes. Like grams, 100 grams, milligrams, right? We have milligrams. Very basic is milligrams. Then grams. Then here, after grams, kgs or kilos. After kgs, then what is the next weight, guys?
Megabytes.
Tons.
Tons, quintal, 100 kgs. Tons, like this. Centimeter, millimeter, centimeter, meter. Okay, and what is that? Kilometer. Like this, we have different this one, right? So in the same way, we have 1024 bytes is equal to 1 kilobyte. 1024 kilobytes KB is equal to 1 megabytes. MB, okay, 1 MB. 1024 MB is equal to 1 gigabytes. Okay, 1 GB. 1024 GB is equal to 1
TB.
terabyte. Yeah, TB. 1024 TB is equal to 1 petabyte. Okay, which is PB. 1024 petabytes is equal to 1 HB. Exabytes. Okay, so it will keep continuous, guys. Exabytes and what is there after exabytes, we'll have something is there. Okay, so that's it. Up to terabytes only. Yeah, up to terabytes only will handle, guys. We don't handle petabytes of data. Up to terabytes you can see. So now generally, if you see like this kind of value, sorry, if you see KB, can anyone tell me the size of this value into terabytes?
Okay, so
Roughly, no need to count it, no need to use calculator. Roughly tell me the value in terabytes.
So divide by
It's very important, guys.
12 GB.
It's very
124.
important. As a DBA, file sizes will be like this only. You should be able to identify quickly without using calculators
GB.
and all. Okay, so let me try. Okay, just differentiate 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, done. Right. This is 357 KB, right? After, what happened? Ahmad? Ahmad, okay, sorry. Right, this is 357 KB, right? After KB, what we will get it? MB, right? So 4 MB, 94 MB, 394 MB. Okay, roughly. After MB, what we will get it? GB, right? 4 GB, 34 GB, 334 GB. After GB, what we will get it? TB, right? 2 TB, 12 TB. What is this value, guys? What is the value of this one? 12 terabytes. Like this, roughly you should be able to identify, roughly you should be able to calculate. So units, tenths, hundreds. After that, again the value will be changed. KB, GB, this is KB, MB, GB, TB. In this way you can roughly identify the size of the file. Okay, right. Now let me tell you. Okay, now tell me the value of this size, this file, guys. Can anyone tell me the value of this file?
234 GB.
2 GB.
530 KB. Okay, imagine 1 MB. Okay, imagine there is no 1, but imagine 31 MB, 30 MB, 830 MB, 4 GB, 34 GB, 234 GB. That's it. Very simple. Okay, fine, guys. So why? Because generally backup files and all very big in size. So again, identifying, like using calculator, sometimes you should be able to find out the size in GBs and all. Roughly we can use this shortcut, right? So tables, at the end of the day, where the tables will be created, guys? On a page. What is the size of the page? 8 KB. KB means how many bytes?
8 bytes.
1 byte.
No, 1024 bytes.
1024.
Sorry. 1024.
Yeah, 8 into 1024
Oh.
bytes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
8 into 1024 bytes. 8 into 1024 bytes, guys. 8192 bytes, you will get it. So the page size is 8192 bytes. Okay, so it will consume 8192 bytes. Your table will be stored in the 8192 bytes page, guys. Okay, then if this page is full, what SQL server will do? It will allocate one more page to the SQL server. If imagine employee table is there, guys, employee table is there. When you create employee table, SQL server will allocate one page for you. Okay, 8192 bytes. It will allocate 8192 bytes. If you are keep on inserting records in the employee table, SQL server will add one more 8 KB page. SQL server will add one more 8 KB page. If second page also full, SQL server will add again third 8 KB page. Okay, SQL server will add 8 KB page. So 8 KB page. Like this, the page size, the file size will keep increasing, guys. So like this, it will keep increasing. So if the table is big, SQL server will add multiple pages to the table. Okay, if you want to read employee table, how many pages are there? Total how many pages, guys? Total how many pages?
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, right? 3 plus 3. These 6 pages will be loaded inside in your RAM. When you are doing any modifications, inserts, updates, deletes, or when you are reading this table, select queries, then all the 8 pages will be loaded inside the RAM. If the table is very big, the whole table will be loaded inside the RAM. So if you don't have enough RAM, it cannot handle the table. So memory pressure and all will be there. So SQL Server will run very slowly. In case if the tables are big and if they don't find enough RAM for that, so this is how. Do you know now what is the use of the RAM now? Is it clear, everyone? What is the use of the RAM? Is it clear? So when you are
Yes.
reading the tables, when you are altering the tables, when you are updating, when you are deleting, when you are changing the tables, the whole table will be loaded inside the memory. Depends upon the queries that you are using. If you use select star from query, the whole table itself, it has to load inside the memory. So if you are having less memory, less RAM, then you will face performance issues. Chalo, clear guys? Any questions?
Yes.
Any doubts here? So this is the physical hierarchy. Generally, no one will ask you any kind of questions. They might ask you what is the size of the page. In the interview question, in the interview they might ask you what is the size of the page, what is meant by extent, where the tables will be stored, okay, how many types of extents, all these things they will ask you guys. So in the next class, okay, tomorrow we'll discuss about these things. Extent, what is extent, okay, and how many types of extents are there, right? So how, what kind of extent it will allocate, SQL Server will allocate. So all these things will be discussed in the next class. So tomorrow I'll show you how. Why? Because you should know these basics to create the tables, guys. Now in the my next demo is creating a database, creating a table. So when you create a database, what kind of changes will be there? How many files will be created? You should know, right? So tomorrow demo will be there. You don't worry, guys. Theory only small portion will be there, guys. More demo will cover. Okay, so that you will be more connected to the software. Okay. Chalo, any questions? Any doubts?
Shanmugh,
Shanmugh, I have one.
Please, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, please.
Shanmugh, I have one. When you connect to the server, you have connected through the window name, right?
Correct.
After that, you have connected to this the default name, which is local host, local, and a dot, which
Correct.
reflects the same.
Correct.
But while you disconnecting any one of it, all the which reflect to the window, all needs to be
No,
closed,
no,
right?
no, no, not required, not required. See, it's not like that. See, again, they are not 4 instances, only one instance. I want to work with only one instance, right? What is the purpose of connecting to 4 instances? Even though four are same, if four are different, then okay, your question is valid. But four represents the single instance, right? So what is where is the difference if you connect to a single instance or 4 instances with the same name? Got my point? If you
Yes.
if you disconnected, all the instances don't be disconnected, guys. Like whatever instance you want to disconnect, you will select that instance and it will be disconnected. So now if you are having four different instances, okay, then your question is valid. But only one instance I connected in multiple ways. So now you will call me as Shanmukh, right? Right? Or you are going to call me with all 4 names
Any one of the name.
at a time. Even though I have 4 names, still you will use only one name at a time, right? So I used only one name, remaining all 3 names I disconnected.
Oh, yeah, clear. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Someone is trying to ask a question.
Yeah, my
Yes,
question
yes,
is
Shyam.
actually not related to this topic. Actually, this is the first day of my class, right? So
Yes,
where can I find the previous classes?
Yes.
Shanmugh?
Okay, what you can do, go to our channel SOSC University in the YouTube,
Okay.
Society of Software Engineers. Okay, go to YouTube. I'll show you now itself, and type SOSC University in the YouTube. You will get our channel. Okay, and first channel you can see on top, and go to playlists. Okay, and you can see batch 50 playlist, right? 10 videos are there. Just go through these videos. Tomorrow we'll have class, so Saturday, Sunday there is no class. So by this weekend you can complete all these 10 videos. Okay, fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions, please?
Shanuk,
Yes, yes.
one question.
No problem.
Yeah, actually, I want to know what is the limit storing. If you want to store data in a table, what is the maximum memory that will take? I mean,
Memory is
it is in
different. Memory,
petabytes or
see,
terabytes.
memory is different. We don't use petabytes, terabytes memory. Okay, storage is different. Okay, storage is completely different. Storage means your hard disk. Okay, memory means your
Yeah,
RAM
in
and all.
companies.
Yeah.
In companies,
Yeah, in
I'm
companies.
asking.
See, it's not like that, Sharat. See, my capacity is two parotas or like two rotis, Sharat. Your capacity is 3 rotis or 4 rotis. Those who are very much foodie, he can eat 5 rotis. It depends on my capacity, right? So in the same way, depends upon the application requirements. Depends upon the application requirements. Some applications will have 128 GB, some applications will have 64 GB, some applications will use 32 GB, some applications will use, small applications will use 16 GB. Our storage also same. If mine is big application, Amazon, how much data it will generate for every millisecond or second? How much data across the globe it will generate, guys? It needs more storage. But small application, if it is an internal application where no more users are connected or less users are connected, then what is the use of using terabytes of database for that? Right? Depends upon the application size. So if your application is big, it needs lot of resources. If your application is small, it needs small resources like small memory, less amount of memory, less amount of storage and all. So it depends upon the server capacity. That's it. Okay, so there is no
Okay.
max, minimum and all, depends upon the server only. But again, machines will have its own limitations. Okay, so it's not like unlimited storage and all will be there. It depends upon the Windows server limitation. Okay, so but it's not like for every application they are going to use same memory, same storage and all. Everyone cannot eat same kind of food, right? Depends upon the hard work they are doing. They are going to increase the food or decrease the food. In the same way, depends upon the application, depends upon the connections to the application. Some applications will use more RAM, more storage. Some applications will use less RAM, less storage. Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. So we'll connect tomorrow at 7 p.m. Huh? Yeah. Thank you all. Bye. Good night. Good day.
Thanks, Bye.
Thank you.